As that man said, the sea is a mysterious place, John.
What else is out there?
Plenty, I imagine.
Fascinating piece from Rebecca. Right, it's coming up to 7 o'clock. We've got the headlines in just a moment, but let's get the news, the travel and weather where you are. See you in a moment. Good morning, it's 7 o'clock. Welcome to Breakfast with Sally Nugent and John Kay.
Our headlines for you today.
Breakfast this Monday with Sally and John.
Now, with temperatures rising, you might be tempted to go for a swim in the great outdoors, but finding somewhere clean to swim isn't easy. It says isn't always easy. Well, just isn't easy.
Yeah, we've been reporting, haven't we, over the last few months. Well, now the government is announcing 27 new bathing sites in England. But before you get too excited, it doesn't necessarily mean they're clean. Our environment correspondent, Jonah Fisher, is at one of these new spots.
So impressed.
Perfect start to the morning.
Perfect start to the morning.
Salford Quays await, Sal.
Yes.
Go and jump in. Right,
it might keep waiting a bit longer.
It's 20 to 7. John joins us.
Military says dozens of aid trucks have crossed into northern Gaza after it opened the western Erez crossing. In coordination with the United States, there have been warnings that barely any supplies have been reaching northern Gaza due to Israel's operations in Rafah. Well, our Middle East Bureau Chief Joe Floto joins us now. Britain is facing some of the most dangerous few years in its history, Rishi Sunak will say in a speech later on today. An inquiry set up to discover why some women have traumatic experiences in childbirth has called for a huge overhaul of maternity and postnatal care. The report, led by a group of cross-party MPs, refers to harrowing evidence from more than 1,000 women. The findings of the birth trauma inquiry will be presented to the government today. Our correspondent Louisa Pilbeam reports. People who claim universal credit and who work less than 18 hours a week will now have to look for more work or risk losing their benefits. It's part of changes to the welfare system, which the government claims could save £4 billion a year. Our business correspondent, Mark Ashdown, reports. Off into retirement, according to data from the Bank of England.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex day of their 3-day tour of Nigeria.
The trip marks 10 years of Prince Harry's Invictus Games for injured military personnel, which Nigeria joined for the first time last year. Our Africa correspondent, Simi Jalosho, has been following their visit to Lagos.
Wow, what a night.
What a night. Very, very glamorous. I know. Who do you think maybe won the outfit competition? I think I've got an idea.
Joe Lycett
was dressed as
Queen Elizabeth I. I didn't realise. Apparently, he made some sort of threat on social media and said, if my aunties, his aunties, not my aunties, get more than 200,000 followers, I'll go to the BAFTAs dressed as Queen Elizabeth I. And of course, his aunties have now got up hundreds of thousands of followers.
Hence the ruff and everything. It was a fantastic outfit.
Well played, Joe Lycett. Fantastic. What a night.
What a night. 22 minutes past 6. Now, what a weekend Lauren Price has had. She became Wales's first female world champion boxer and then celebrated back in her hometown with what else but a Sunday roast.
Yeah, hundreds of people gathered outside Lauren's grandma's house to welcome her back, including our Eleanor Rice.
Brilliant.
Well done, Lauren.
She looked like she was getting beaten up by the people putting her belts on, didn't she?
The belts wouldn't have been out of place at the BAFTAs either, would they?
I know.
Big and glamorous and sparkly. Well done to her. Lovely to see a whole family, well, the entire village were out, I think, weren't they?
Yeah,
I love this story, Sal, in the papers this morning about a village in Worcestershire. It's actually Stourport-on-Severn, where, you know those metal wall-mounted things for cigarette butts? Outside pubs and stuff. Apparently there's one in Stourport. It's been taken over by blue tits. Instead of butt ends of fags,
so
blue
they're
tits are nesting inside. There's a nest of little eggs. Apparently the adults keep going in and out. The babies are there, so it means obviously no cigarettes. But people have been told, don't smoke near it, don't stand near it, move to the side.
Don't put your cigarettes out in it.
I know, but they've taken over. The blue tits have taken over. I wonder whether this spring, other people have got some pictures of 9 o'clock to explain.
I really hope we do get them more often because I slept through the whole thing.
There are people who say that they've been to the North Pole and spent hundreds of pounds going to visit them and then saw them better in Cornwall and Essex and Cambridge and Scotland,
We need to find out what's going on, John.
We need to know what we missed. Right, time to get the news, the travel and weather from the breakfast teams around the UK. We will see you in just a moment. 13 minutes past 9. Let's get the headlines where you are this morning. We'll see you again in a minute.
While the
It's 21 minutes past 9, and we told you last month that the energy regulator Ofgem was dropping the price cap by 12%, which meant that energy prices were falling good news.
There's a but. While the unit price for electricity has fallen for many, standing charges are rising. Peter is here. Vladimir Putin is set to replace his long-serving defence minister. This news comes as his country's forces continue their latest offensive in Ukraine, with troops involved in fierce fighting in the northeastern Kharkiv region. Our Ukraine correspondent James Wardhouse, some of the most dangerous few years in its history, Rishi Sunak will say in a speech later today. Some women have traumatic experiences in childbirth, has called for a huge overhaul of maternity and postnatal care. The report, led by a group of cross-party MPs, refers to harrowing evidence from more than 1,000 women. The findings of the birth trauma inquiry will be presented to the government later today. Our reporter Louisa Pilbeam can give us the latest information now.
And the rugby star Kevin Sinfield was also winning over the weekend. He joined more than 14,000 people running the Rob Borough Leeds Marathon yesterday.
Today.
Yeah, 27 new locations will be getting pollution testing this summer. Our environment correspondent, Jonah Fisher, is in Knaresborough for us this morning. So, Jonah, is the scandal report. So yes. We will.
And for more on the infected blood scandal.
It's 20 to 8, Monday morning, and John is catching his breath after a busy weekend of sport. And over Old Trafford.
Water in a football stadium.
Water everywhere.
Yeah. Here's Carol.